At Proctor Public Schools, we're more than just a district. We're a journey. Every day, our teachers, staff, and students work together, building knowledge, confidence, and character mile by mile. From our early learners to our graduates ready for the world ahead, we're fueling curiosity, connecting ideas, and driving innovation, all while keeping our eyes on the horizon. Because here in Proctor, we don't just ride the rails, we are the rails, educating, engaging, and inspiring the next generation to go full steam ahead.
Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to the Aspire St. Luke's Sports and Event Center for tonight's Minnesota State High School League Girls. Against the Mirage from Proctor and Hermantown. Before we start tonight's contest, we're going to introduce you to all of the players in tonight's game. But before we do that, we're going to meet the cheerleaders from Proctor and Hermantown. First we have Felicity DeSanto, Coley Hester, Faith Lillo, Nevaeh Peterson, Sophie Wheatman, Ayaka Seo, Marie Wenzel, Abby Castellini, and Aaliyah Hogan. And now let's meet the team that'll be playing tonight on the ice for the Storm from North Shore. Sophomore, number 2, Emily Harrison. Junior, number 3, Reagan Hoganson. Sophomore, number 4, Haley Komarek. Junior, number 5, Kaylee Ernest. Junior, number 6, Lily Ernest. Junior, number 7, Reese Costly. Junior, number 8, Berkeley Hoff. Freshman, number 9, Charlie Ernest. Junior, number 10, Hayden Bright. Junior, number 11, Ashlyn Cavalin. Junior, number 12, Julia McGiffert. Junior, number 13, Anna Clemmer. Sophomore, number 15, Lola Lundgren. Senior, number 16, Natalie Walker. 8th grader, number 18, Audrey Ernest. Junior, number 19, Stella LaPointe. Senior, number 20, Ella Peterson. Senior, number 28, Macy Greiner. Junior, number 29, Michaela Lindgren. And sophomore, number 33, Emmy Bentler. The assistant coaches are Mike Guzzo and Steve Graydon. The head coach of the North Shore Storm is Mike Hoff. And now let's meet the Mirage from Proctor Hermantown. Junior, number 2, Riley Knight. Sophomore, number 3, Cora Clemens. Senior, number 4, Miley Chesley. Junior, number 5, Jillian Ritchie. Senior, number 6, Gianna Shinagoy. Junior, number 8, Aubrey Miner. Sophomore, number 9, Presley Paulson. Senior, number 11, Riley Kalkbrenner. Sophomore, number 12, Callista Rother. Senior, number 13, Grace Nichols. Junior, number 14, Ariana Richardson. Senior, number 15, Cambria Thomas. Senior, number 17, Sarah Stauber. Sophomore, number 18, Ashlyn Miner. Senior, number 19, Ashley Pruz. Junior, number 20, Avery Milbridge. Senior, number 21, Peyton Paulson. Senior, number 22, Maya Gunderson. Sophomore, number 23, Candace Downs. Junior, number 24, Elise Ekstrom. Sophomore, number 25, Taylor Mannion. Freshman, number 26, Haley Lalone. Sophomore, number 27, Ella Kaups. Sophomore, number 28, Natalie Heitzman. Senior, number 30, Lillian Clemens. And senior, number 35, Suri Langley. The assistant coaches are Rick Haney, Dan Stauber, and Morgan Bruns. The head coach of the Proctor Hermantown Mirage is Emma Stauber. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America and as a show of respect to the men and women who have given their lives in preserving freedom in this country and throughout the world, we ask that you now rise if you are able, and gentlemen, please remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the Proctor Hermantown Combined Band. The referees for tonight's contest have been assigned by Section 7 and the Minnesota State High School League. Your referees are Kelly Deneen and Jason Pastica, and your assistant referees are Vicky Foslin and Anthony Padala.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the St. Luke's Sports and Events Center here in Proctor, Minnesota, for tonight's girls Section 7A championship game between the Proctor Hermantown Mirage, the number 1 seed, and the defending champions here on the section, and the number 2 seed, the North Shore Storm. Once again, good evening, everyone. My name is Blake Mortensen, along with Tim Roweeder, got that one right, along with the Rails production as well here at Proctor High School and on mnhockey.tv. We're happy to bring you this production on this Wednesday night. The winner moves on to the state tournament. And Tim, the Mirage have run this section for 5 straight seasons now, and they are looking to go back to the state tournament in Class A here on home ice.
Yeah, I mean, back in 21, they won the state championship, and since then they've kind of dominated Section 7A, and they are still a team that teams want to play here in the state of Minnesota. They played a tough schedule throughout the year. They played the Edinas, the Gentry Academies, Breck, all those teams that are getting them ready for this spot.
And we are off and running here from Proctor, Minnesota. Thanks for joining us here on mnhockey.tv. And, of course, we thank Rails Production for their help to bring you this coverage, the section final here in front of a packed crowd in Proctor. So we're underway. The Mirage are wearing their home white jerseys with blue and green trim as the Mirage attempt to fire that one out. Now to center. North Shore on the right side wearing black jerseys over that red line and swept ahead, and now forced in by Lola Lundgren at number 15 of the Storm. North Shore with a 17-9 record on the season. Both of these teams had a bye in the first round of the Section 7A playoffs. For North Shore, they played Cloquet Esco Carleton on Saturday in the semifinals, and they picked up a 7-4 victory over the Lumberjacks. It was 3-0 North Shore in the first 3:46, but Cloquet would storm all the way back in that one. At one point, it was a tie hockey game.
Yeah, North Shore's got some firepower. You know, just like any other time in playoffs, you got to be a hot team at the right time and have good goaltending. And North Shore already in this game showing a little bit of a surge against the Mirage.
The play is all the way back in North Shore territory. There's a low shot there. Might have went off the goaltender, the sophomore number 33, Emmy Bentler, on that pronunciation. She has a record of 12-8 on her season. Goals against average of .283, save percentage of .914, and 3 shutouts. Some pretty solid numbers there for the sophomore goaltender of North Shore.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a good young goaltender to get some confidence, and especially big games like this.
Shot ripped on by Ella Kalps of Proctor Hermantown, and it was waffle boarded away by Bentler. Now all the way through center. It's forced in by the Storm. Now onto the tape of Julia McGiffert of the Storm. Overall, North Shore has a very young roster, only a couple seniors. So in the next couple of years, definitely watch out for this North Shore team. But they have a job here tonight, of course.
Yeah, first time these two teams played, it was 8-2 Mirage, but it was still a decent game up and down the ice. Both teams had chances in that game to make that score a little different.
Yeah, that game was back on January 3rd at the North Star Ford Arena, so it was a home game for Proctor Hermantown, but at their other arena where they play half of their home games. Comes all the way back to Reagan Hoganson of North Shore. Kind of back and forth action to begin this one. We have 13:58 to go in the first period.
You know, talked a moment ago about the Mirage tough schedule throughout the year. They kind of battle tested, ready for these playoff games against Edinas and people like that. They have a deep bench, a lot of skill up and down that bench, so it's going to be interesting to see if North Shore can match that.
Feathered all the way down by Proctor Hermantown. The Mirage finished with a record of 17-6-2. I guess after that 17th win coming in the section semifinal victory, 9-rip over Rock Ridge. But yeah, really strong schedule for the Mirage. They ended with a game at Holy Family Catholic, one of the top teams in the state in Class AA, and they dropped that one 5-2 to a very potent team. Trying to find that pass all the way through center. It deflects off the stick of Audrey Ernest, I believe number 18 of North Shore. Now captured here by Reese Costley, and slices that one up the near side. We have 12:52 to go here in the first period. Still scoreless in the Section 7A championship game from the St. Luke's Sports and Events Center, and that one will run out to center ice. Off to the far side, and a Mirage player is stripped up, and that one will be called a penalty on North Shore. There was actually a play not too long before that one. It was in the corner in the Proctor Hermantown defensive zone. The referees let that one go. It was kind of a check, but, you know, playoff hockey, sometimes they let things like that go, but they'll call that one the trip in front of the benches.
Yeah, the Mirage have been beating the Storm in loose pucks, and that time the stick just got under the skate of the Mirage player, and if you're North Shore, you don't want to go in a player short here early in the game to give the Mirage an opportunity to jump ahead.
3.
All right, so the penalty called on number 15, Lola Lundgren. 2 minutes for tripping, and there's a long-range shot for Proctor Hermantown, 13 seconds into the one-player advantage. Face off on the far side. It's won back by Proctor Hermantown, but they're unable to keep it in as it's captured by Sarah Stauber, number 17. Now on the near side, driven ahead by Ashley Pruce. Centering pass there. Once again, the Mirage not able to hold that line as it comes back to center. Now 1:25 to go on the power play here for Proctor Hermantown. Now a clear for North Shore, and a great start to their penalty kill. 45 seconds now into it.
You know, it just shows the depth of the Mirage. Their power play does not have Taylor Mannion on it. Mannion actually played in the under 18 World Nationals, World Tournament for USA. She's not even on the power play here for Mirage. So shows the depth of this team, having people out there that with that skill, even just sitting on the bench.
So the icing called after an errant pass on Proctor Hermantown. The face-off will be on the blocker's side of the goaltender, Suri Langley. She's a senior goaltender for Proctor Hermantown from Proctor High School. She has a record of 9-5-1, a goals against average of 2, save percentage of .908, and 3 shutouts. So some solid numbers there for the senior netminder of Proctor Hermantown as well.
Yeah, all 3 goalies for the Mirage are seniors, and kind of split time throughout the year, and they all play really well. And so there's really no drop-off no matter what goalie you have out there.
It's wrapped out here by North Shore, the second clear for the Storm here on the penalty kill, and going back to collect it is Cambria Thomas, number 15. And now all the way across the ice. That one's banged off the glass near side. Pops back out. It's been a very successful penalty kill here for the Storm as they carry it into their attacking end. Now into the far corner, collected here by Proctor Hermantown. Now a good forecheck there on the penalty kill, but now Proctor Hermantown just about had some numbers going the other way as a couple North Shore players were deep in their offensive zone, and the Storm have killed off the penalty. It's still 0-0 with 10.5 to go in the first period.
Yeah, big kill for the Storm. Big confidence builder. Let's see what they can do here after the penalty kill, but that could have gone either way. Could have given the Mirage some momentum, but the Storm instead kill it off, get some momentum of their own.
So the Storm looking for their first shot on net here in the game as it's transitioned out by Proctor Hermantown. Here's Ella Kelps. Shoots! Scores! Proctor Hermantown will take the 1-0 lead with 10:09 to go in the first period, and I believe that was Ella Kelps. She was driving into the zone and kind of a long-range shot there and finds the top shelf for the Mirage.
Yeah, just trying to get one on net. You know, any shot's a good shot, and that time, looking for the rebound. They had another player streaking down the slot, looking for that rebound, but instead the initial shot goes in, so the Mirage is up ahead.
So the fourth shot on net for the Mirage, and it makes it 1-0. Here's our official announcement on the goal.
Remember, this is you, this is us. All of a sudden, you guys keep getting louder in our headsets.
All right, 9:53 to go. I did not hear the assists on that goal. Did you happen to hear them? I'm kind of wondering if they're keeping track on the Hockey Hub. We'll have to see here. But once again, Kelp scored that one for Proctor Hermantown, 15th of the season for her. And her third goal in the section playoffs. She had 2 goals against Rock Ridge on Saturday in that semifinal. Pops all the way back in the North Shore zone to the net and clamped down by Emmy Bentler.
Standing room only here in this arena. Still people filing in.
Yeah, we have the Proctor Hermantown mixed band here tonight along with the North Shore band. I'm not sure which high school they're from. Of course, a couple high schools involved in that consolidation. You have Silver Bay and Two Harbors, and along with Duluth Marshall as well. That one flies into the protective netting. A block shot there for the Storm. 9:19 to go here in the first period. It's 1-0 Proctor Hermantown in the lead, and the shots are 7-0. Face off on the far side. It's cradled back by the Mirage, now along the back dasher board. Along the near sideboards. North Shore trying to get some offense going here. You know, I definitely thought they would have some momentum coming off that killed off penalty, but yeah, the Proctor Hermantown, they struck pretty quickly after North Shore got back to full strength. Back to that far corner, 8:45 to go here in the first period. It really feels like this first frame has really flown by.
Yeah, not a lot of whistles, and referees again let them play and get a feel for the game. That first period is always important to just kind of get the flow, get the speed of the ice, and get your feet under you.
So back in the Proctor Hermantown defensive end, now passed out to center. Tied up there for a moment in front of the Mirage bench. Looks like Proctor Hermantown was maybe offside there, but waved off by the linesman. Comes up to the right point and shoveled all the way down by Maya Gunderson, number 22. Gunderson has 20 goals and 15 assists on her season. She's a senior for the Mirage. Now at the goal line, cutting towards the net, and that one rolls off the left side of that cage. Now trying to wrap it around, it goes just wide. Now pouncing on it is Aubrey Miner, number 8. Back on net, sticked away by goaltender Bentler, who's really getting peppered right now.
Yeah, once again, the Mirage beating all the loose pucks. Mirage are winning those battles, and that's creating some great opportunities.
North Shore with a much-needed line change here. As the icing was waved off, driving back in with it is Kelps, the lone goal scorer here in this game. Along that far side, now captured here by Miley Chesley. Trickles into the near corner. Now tied up there behind the net. Mirage have it, now intercepted by North Shore. Driving out is Lundgren. But once again, the transition interrupted by Proctor Hermantown in the neutral zone, as it's now chopped all the way down by Lundgren. Now behind the cage, saucered ahead to Chesley of Proctor Hermantown. Now puck advances back to Stella Lapointe. Traveling up the left wing side, drops back to Lapointe, trying to find that centering pass off the mark. And it's pitchforked out by Proctor Hermantown. North Shore offside there for a moment as they tag up. Once again, it's been a while since we've had a whistle, as it's carried in here by Proctor Hermantown. Right circle is shot there, and a pad save made by Bentler, who's now made 8 saves on 9 shots. Still 1-0 Proctor Hermantown in the lead.
Yeah, the Storm had a chance just on that last rush down the Mirage end, and that's kind of what they got to do, just get the puck to the net. They had a person driving, just couldn't get the tip.
Right back out through center over that red line. It's tossed all the way down by Elise Ekstrom, number 24. Lodged up on the far side, blocked and kept in by Proctor Hermantown. They continue to bottle up North Shore back in their defensive end. Now a player tripped up, and that penalty will be called on a Proctor Hermantown. So 2 trips on both sides so far in this matchup, and this gives North Shore a golden opportunity here to get some shots on net to maybe tie it up.
Right, yeah, Surrey Langley hasn't been tested yet. No shots on her yet, so we'll expect to see a couple shots her way. And again, I would expect the Storm to try to get traffic out front, try to get a tip and a rebound, anything they can to get it past Langley.
The power play percentages for both sides are very similar. As I mentioned, for Proctor Hermantown, 22.6. Then for North Shore, it's 22.4. So you can't get much closer than that. Very similar power plays. As Proctor Hermantown will begin this penalty kill with a quick clear. Now the Mirage have it as they cut back into their offensive zone. Now out onto the stick of Berkeley Hoff. North Shore. Now it's Hoganson off to the right side over that red line and dumped all the way down. North Shore looking to attack here as that one wraps around the near sideboards. 40 seconds into the power play for the Storm as they now possess it. It's Hoff. Hoff finds the pass to Costley. Now big slapper there, but goes off the stick of Grace Nichols, number 13. Back up to the right circle. It's Anna Klemmer across the point. Another block for Proctor Hermantown. Now McGifford shot there, rebound, scores! Berkeley Hoff, number 8, ties it up as North Shore strikes on the power play.
Yeah, that shot from the point, a little high. It actually hit traffic out front, and Langley couldn't see it. And right there on the doorstep to put that loose puck in. Great job on the power play there. Get that power play goal, even this thing up. And again, just getting pucks to the net. That's all you got to do, and something will happen.
So once again, Berkeley Hoff scoring that one. Her 34th of the season, 57th points for the junior on this junior-heavy roster for North Shore. That's a big one on the power play.
She got an assist from number 12, Julia.
So Berkeley Hoff scoring the goal with a single assist going to Julia McGifford. Now back the other way, Proctor Hermantown shoots and scores, and just like that, the Mirage have the lead back 2-1.
Yeah, Chesley right there again on the doorstep, just like North Shore's goal. The shot came through, got knocked down in front, and the goalie was out of position, and Chesley right there on the doorstep to put it away.
That did not take long. It was only, let's see here, it was about 21 seconds after that power play goal for North Shore. So the announcement coming up next here as Proctor Hermantown storms right back in with it after that goal to make it 2-1 with 3:54 to go.
Yeah, that last goal was set up by Fairchild coming around the net and that shot.
So Miley Chesley with the goal, her 5th of the season. Another senior on this roster for Proctor Hermantown. So Chesley with the goal, with the assist going to Kelps, who racks up another point. She has 1 goal and 1 assist, and the second assist to number 17, Sarah Stauber. So that was a great response for Proctor Hermantown. And every time it seemed like North Shore is maybe picking up some momentum, Proctor Hermantown was able to go up the ice and quickly prevent that momentum from picking up for the Storm.
Yeah, that was a good shift. Just right after that goal, giving up that goal, again, Kaups made the play happen, won the puck battle behind the net, and came around, got a shot off, and again, it kind of deflected right onto Chesley's stick in a wide open net.
So 2:57 to go here in the first period. The shots are 11-2 favoring Proctor Hermantown. Now 12-2 as that one glides on net and clamped down by the goaltender Bentler.
I think if you're North Shore, you're okay with the 2-1 score after 1, so they're going to play tough here at the end of this period and try to get something going on the other end just to finish this off.
That's for sure. Looking back at that game on January 3rd at North Star Ford Arena, it was tied 1-1 after the first period. North Shore actually scored first in that one. So it was a very strong first period for the Storm, but then 4 straight in the second period for Proctor Hermantown. But yeah, in a section final game, nonetheless, North Shore would be very happy with a 2-1 score, and then they would definitely look to clamp down in that second period and try to prevent what happened in that regular season game from happening. 2:05 to go, and still back in the North Shore defensive end. Gliding behind the cage as the Storm look to break out with it. Now tossed out to center. Scissoring ahead is Reese Costley. Costley will dump it all the way down, and there's been many times where the Storm have been able to break it out, but then they're just forced to, dump it in and make a line change. Along the near half wall, North Shore looking to retain some offensive zone time here as that one wraps around the back dasher board. $1:28 to go here in the first period. As we get a whistle here, and it looks like North Shore will have one of their first offensive zone face-offs here in this game. Probably the only other one was on that power play after the penalty was called.
Yeah, you talked about that second period. The 4 goals in that first game. The long change is a big factor. When you have a team that might get bottled up in their own end, like we've seen the Storm do, you get a lot of tired bodies real quick.
Face off on the far side. It's won back by Proctor Hermantown, and wrapping behind the cage. Along the near sideboards and accelerating out will be Kelps. She makes a long stretch pass now back to Kelps. Of course, we've seen that a couple times, the stretch pass working out for Proctor Hermantown as they drive back in, so definitely something to watch for as that one's fired there, and nice blocker save by Bentler. That play looked very similar to that first goal that was scored by Kelps as she found the top shelf.
Yeah, and you saw the skill there of Taylor Mannion, number 25 for the Mirage. Again, stick handling through center. She's a defenseman, but very offensive-minded.
Back at the center logo and quickly dumped back in by Sarah Stauber of Proctor Hermantown. Pretty heavy senior roster for the Mirage here. Lots of these players have made a couple state tournaments now. For girls hockey, a lot of players might play 4 or 5 years of high school hockey. So, pretty much for all of these seniors, if they've played 4 or 5 years, they've been at the state tournament every year as Proctor Hermantown has run the section 7A.
Yeah, I made the mistake early on of calling number 27 Izzy Fairchild. That was Izzy Fairchild's number for many years, but now it's Kaups' number because Izzy had it for like 4 or 5 years, so it was hard for me to change that in my mind. But Kaups now with that number 27 playing well.
8 seconds to go, and another team that comes to mind for a number is Mercury Bischoff from Grand Rapids Greenway. She wore number 12 for like 6 seasons, and now she's no longer on the team, and now there's someone else wearing number 12. So we're through 17 minutes, a 2-1 lead for Proctor Hermantown. They pretty much dominated this first period, but as we talked about not too long ago, North Shore's got to be very happy trailing 2-1.
Yeah, and their goaltender, 13 saves, and she was tested early and often, and did a nice job of keeping North Shore in the game here early on.
So Proctor Hermantown struck first with 10:09 to go in the period. It was Ella Kelps with her 15th of the season to make it 1-0. But then North Shore would tie it up on the power play later in this first frame. It was with 4:15 to go, and that was Berkeley Hoff with her 34th of the campaign, and the single assist going to number 12, Julia McGiffert. But it was a very quick response for Proctor Hermantown. It was 21 seconds later, giving the Mirage the lead again. It was number 4, Miley Chesley, with the assist going to number 27, Ella Kelps. So she has 1 goal, 1 assist, and the second assist to number 17, Sarah Stauber. So any final thoughts before we sign off for our first intermission?
No, like you said, it was a very fast-moving first period and a lot of action, a lot of opportunities for the Mirage, and we saw a couple good opportunities for the Storm, and so looking forward to a good second period.
We'll take a break as the Zambonis coming on the ice. You're watching the Section 7A Girls Championship game right here on mnhockey.tv, courtesy of Rails TV.
Family owned and operated, Troy Service Center is a full-service shop with experienced ASE certified technicians. We understand that getting your car fixed or buying new tires can be overwhelming. At Troy's, we handle every repair with accuracy and integrity and back it up with a 2-year, 24K nationwide warranty. From oil changes and tires to major repairs, Troy's Service Center is here for all your automotive needs. Honest advice to help maintain the life of your vehicle. Troy's Service Center, Proctor.
We believe in helping each other to be better, to live fuller, and hear more. Our knowledgeable team delivers the best experience in hearing healthcare, and through our individualized approach that combines cutting-edge practices with the latest technologies, we keep you connected. Audiology Concepts. You'll love what you hear.
Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop. Proctor Pizza offers baked pizza, unbaked pizza, subs, tacos, wraps, salads, tater tots, nachos, burritos, and more. Proctor's local family business for over 35 years. Proctor Pizza offers brand new monthly specials, such as the taco pizza, bacon cheeseburger pizza, Hawaiian pizza, and more. Proctor Pizza.
Namaji Golf Course and Greensview Grill is your home for winter golf. We offer 2 state-of-the-art simulators to practice your swing, perfect your technique, and enjoy hours of fun on a huge selection of courses for any level of golfer. With cutting-edge technology that feels like the real thing, our simulators are the ultimate golfing experience. Check out our full menu and huge drink selection in the Greensview Grill. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, our outstanding staff has something for every diner. Come out and visit us today or book your simulator time at namajigolf.com.
Proctor's Reed Foundation was established to enable life-enriching academic, art, and athletic activities which cannot rely on traditional funding in the Proctor School District communities. Reed has provided grants for the Imagination Library, numerous sports teams, Rails TV, A Night to Shine, the Playground for Everybody, and most recently, Reed helped the Proctor Fire Department invest in life-saving handheld thermal devices. Visit rea3d.org to learn more about how you can support Reed and help your community.
I chose the Heritage Window and Door because of their reputation and because of their renewal Anderson windows that they have. And their workmanship was fantastic.
I'm so impressed.
Your home is your largest investment. Don't waste your money on cheaper windows. These are the best. It's my money, and I'm going to spend it where it's going to do me the best good, and it happened to be Heritage Window and Door.
They really know how to treat a customer.
This has been an excellent experience.
For years, Troy's Service Center has been the go-to auto repair shop in the Proctor community. Quality and efficient repairs make it more convenient to have your vehicle serviced. Troy's has always been for the community. That's why they have been favored by Proctorians alike. But don't just take our word for it. Check out the many reviews on their service. Troy's Service Center can ensure that your vehicle keeps your life driving forward for years to come. Troy's Service Center has been servicing and repairing vehicles for 3 generations. To contact Troy's Service Center, call 218-642-3322 or visit troyservice.com.
Potentials, lots of different options with the different loans that are out there. You know, what we'll do is we'll talk to you about your scenario, your situation. We'll figure out what actually works best for you. But the key is what is going to be the most cost effective. So we will compare conventional versus FHA, USDA versus, FHA, different types of things that way. Sometimes even if you're a veteran, the VA loan might not actually make the most sense, just because there are some fees associated with that loan that we might be able to do the same type of loan but do it cheaper with a different type of a program. But again, that's something that we will figure out. We'll figure out the best scenario for you. We'll give you the options, but we'll obviously lead you to the right and most cost-effective way to purchase or refinance.
Who will our next generation be? What will they achieve? At Proctor Public Schools, we see great things in the future as we create an environment to educate, engage, and inspire our students to seek adventure, gain knowledge, and make a difference. What do we see in the next generation? We see greatness. Proctor Public Schools. Don't just plan to graduate. Graduate with a plan.
And welcome back to the St. Luke's Sports and Event Center here in Proctor, Minnesota, as we gear up for the second period here in this girls section 7A championship game. The winner moves on to Grand Casino Arena in downtown St. Paul next week. And the Mirage have the 2-1 lead over the Storm. The shots are 15-2. Once again, my name is Blake Mortensen, joined by Tim Roweeder. And yeah, I mean, we can't stress it enough. You know, North Shore's got to be happy with that 2-1 score and looking to clamp down here in the second period.
Yeah, for sure. It's again, they know they can score. They've already done it. They scored it a couple times in that first matchup, and it's just a matter of starting to win those loose puck battles that Mirage kind of took over in that game in the first period, and win some of those puck battles, especially with the long change. If you can bottle them up in their own end, get some tired legs, you can get some good chances.
So just a scoring update here on the first goal, score with 10:09 to go to make it 1-0 Mirage in that first period. Once again, Ella Kelp scoring the goal. The single assist going to number 4, Miley Chesley. Taking a look at the other section finals going on here tonight for girls hockey. 6 other games. I believe the first night here tonight of section finals, as we will have lots of teams punching their tickets. But it's 2-1 Benilde St. Margaret's with the lead over Wayzata. There's a couple games where I don't have any scoring updates. It's 3-1 Bemidji in the lead over Moorhead up at the Bemidji Community Arena after 1. The other section finals are Lakeville North and Apple Valley, West Tonka, Southwest Christian versus Breck, Minnesota River and Mankato East, and Bloomington Jefferson and Edina as our second period is underway, and that one's flopped on net. We get a whistle, maybe a quick whistle there as Proctor Hermantown. Those players were kind of putting their arms up. They must have saw that puck loose in the blue crease, but we get the whistle pretty early on.
Yeah, it was Kelps with the shot, and Bentler, she thought she had it underneath her. Puck squirted behind her. The light did not go on, so it must not have crossed the goal line, but the referee couldn't see it, so they blew the whistle.
So teams have switched sides, of course, for our middle frame. Puck along the backboards in the North Shore zone. And in that first period, most of the play was conducted in the offensive zone of Proctor Hermantown. Of course, 2 goals on 15 shots for the Mirage, and Bentler, the goaltender for North Shore, played very well with 13 saves on 15 shots. Maybe 1 or 2. I mean, Mirage scored 2 goals. Maybe one that she maybe wanted back. I believe they were both long-range shots on net to score for Proctor Hermantown.
Yeah, that first one was kind of from the face-off dot, kind of sharp angle. But the second one was through traffic, got knocked down, and it was just wide open net for Chesley.
So an icing called here on North Shore. We saw quite a few of those in the first period. Definitely the Storm looking for some more shots on net. They'll need more shots on net if they want to stay in this one. But the North Shore will definitely have to keep it a low-scoring game as well if they want to win the game. To the right point, it's swatted down by Sarah Stauber of Proctor Hermantown. Now bounces out to center. Now kicked ahead by Pruce of the Mirage. Now entering are the Storm, and most of the players making a change here as Proctor Hermantown will regroup. Now connecting ahead to Peyton Paulson, number 21. Paulson enters the offensive zone of the Mirage and drops it back to Sarah Stauber. Along the backboards, now moving into the corner. Now that North Shore player running into her own teammate. That was the captain. Trying to see the number. I think that's number 12, Rother. Looking at the wrong roster. Julia McGiffert, rather. So we get a whistle here. Pretty early on here in the second period, 14:58 to go in the second.
Is it strange to you that it's Grand Casino Arena now? It's the X to me always, but.
I'll be honest, I think I'm kind of used to it, but yeah, I mean, there's still times where I might say the XL. I think a lot of people will still keep calling it the XL Energy Center. Still the same rink and great place to host the state tournaments.
Yeah, the high school league does a great job with hosting that tournament.
We've seen a lot of great games over the years, and both boys and girls. But there's some great memories of the girls tournament in both Class AA and Class A, and Proctor Hermantown have been involved in some of them. If you look back, it was just 2 years ago, 2 overtime losses for Proctor Hermantown. They dropped the semifinal 4-3 to Orono, and then also fell in the third place game 3-2 to South St. Paul.
And their only state championship was in overtime against Gentry.
That's right. Yeah, that was 2 years before that, 2020 and 2021. Yeah, definitely a senior presence here on this Proctor Hermantown team, and definitely trying to do it again about 5 years later. All the way back at the North Shore defensive end, possessed here by Ashley Pruce. Once again, looking at the wrong roster. Not sure why I'm mixing the rosters up. That was LaPointe with the puck as it's pushed all the way down by the Storm. And an icing is called here on North Shore. They're still at 2 shots with 13:40 to go in the second period. And yeah, I'm not sure how the Storm can create some more offensive pressure, but definitely looking to start doing that here pretty quickly.
Yeah, and we got Surrey Langley down there not getting any shots. Any shot could be good for the Storm because she hasn't seen many pucks and hasn't really gotten into the flow of the game yet.
Yeah, you definitely see that quite a bit where a goaltender doesn't, just standing there the whole game, and then, kind of catches them by surprise that they finally face a shot, and then might let in a soft one, right,
or give a big rebound, or
for sure, yeah. So face-off here in neutral territory now. It's still 2-1. Proctor Hermantown in the lead here in the Section 7A championship game on mnhockey.tv and courtesy of Rails TV. Definitely would like to thank Ted Keefen of Rails TV, the teacher for that program. Such a great program to have. And when I was in high school, I definitely wish there was a media program like that. I think it is growing more popular over, since the pandemic. Lots of schools, even up here in the Northland, adding media programs to, there's a shot on net by Avery Milbridge and quickly smothered by Emmy Bentler, but it's definitely a great hands-on experience for these students to run the cameras and kind of learn the production side of broadcasting, maybe even get some announcing experience as well.
Yeah, that's the piece that still hasn't come along in this program is the commentating. It's something that we're hoping to get a couple kids here soon to take that on.
Well, it's not easy, that's for sure, and especially for hockey. Such a quick sport. Here come the Storm. Pass made left side. It was passed over to Callie Ernest. She was unable to turn around and fire it. Now back the other way. Proctor Hermantown trying to beat it out and catch up to that puck, but just a little tardy there was Natalie Heitzman, as it's called, icing on the Mirage.
Great crowd here tonight. Can't imagine what parking is like out there.
Yeah, it was pretty packed when I got here, and there wasn't many people, but now, yeah, absolutely packed to the rafters. And, of course, 7A, they've been kind of switching locations every year. I think last year it was in Cloquet at Northwoods. Wonder if they're going to add, there's a shot there for North Shore. Third shot on net for them, and that was a sharp angle shot there, and no trouble for goaltender Langley as she will track that one down.
Yeah, she was up top of her crease challenging that shot, a good shot, and one of the best chances that North Shore has had.
They'll have another offensive zone face-off here. One back by the Storm trying to fire it, but didn't get enough mustard on that one as it's driven out by Proctor Hermantown. On the near side, it's Presley Paulson, number 9, now all the way down to the backboards, and caroms off to the far half wall. Still possessed here by the Mirage. Shot there, and for some reason that light came on, but it clearly whistled over that crossbar. Now from, go ahead.
Something you don't see in high school games a lot is goal judges, and getting the playoffs like this, the goal judges are in play. So,
well, believe it or not, I've seen it quite a few times this year where it was clearly not a goal, and for some reason the light came on. Carried in here by Proctor Hermantown, now controlled by North Shore. And now out to mid-ice as that trip will be called. It looked like Hayden Bright was kind of hooked up there and then finally tripped up. So I think that was the right call because she was definitely held back there for quite a while. And the referee, Jason Pastica, will make that call. So the second power play of the game coming up for North Shore.
Yeah, and getting Chesley in the penalty box. She's a good penalty killer here for the Mirage. So that's definitely a bonus if you're the Storm to try to capitalize on their second power play. They scored on that first one. So let's see if they can even this one up.
That one tied it up with 4:15 to go in the first period. Once again, it was scored by Berkeley Hoff. The assist going to Julia McGiffert. So power play just beginning here for North Shore, looking to tie it up once again here at 2 apiece, as it will be cleared the length of the ice by Proctor Hermantown. And goaltender Bentler leaves it for her teammate. Had pressure coming, now kicks off the skate of Heitzman, and she will shovel it back down. Now once again pressuring in here is Avery Milbridge. She was the forechecker on that first sequence, and really giving North Shore trouble here on the breakout. Rather, that was Maya Gunderson, number 22, not Milbridge. Yeah, great penalty kill so far for Proctor Hermantown. 1 minute into the power play for North Shore. Now dropped back to Reagan Hoganson and snapped all the way down. Now to the goal line. North Shore looking to set it up. Comes up to the blue line. Shot there. Goes well wide of the net. Now along the backboards and getting swarmed there was Hoff of the Storm. And Proctor Hermantown trying to clear it out, but a good keep in there initially by Hoganson of the Storm. But now advanced ahead by Grace Nichols to the net. Short-handed. Shot to the goal. Grace Nichols short-handed for the Proctor Hermantown Mirage. And they take the lead by 2, 3-1 with 9:41 to go in the second period.
Yeah, a lot of times you don't see that from young players when they're coming down wide on that on the offensive zone, cutting hard to the net. And either they have to take you down or you're going to get a good opportunity. And that time they decided not to take her down. She was able to get Bentler to go down and was able to put it in the open net.
10th of the season for the senior Nichols. As we shall wait for our official announcement, here it is. So an unassisted goal there for Nichols of Proctor Hermantown. Short-handed, just 2 seconds to go on the penalty, and Proctor Hermantown is now back to full strength as the Mirage re-enter here, and for North Shore, definitely not what they wanted to do on the power play.
Yeah, again, they scored on that first power play opportunity and had a good opportunity there to even things up, but the Mirage had other things in mind.
At the blue line, North Shore trying to stick it down, now carried ahead by Presley Paulson of the Mirage, now all the way down to the corner. It's Paulson again, receiving it. Trying to make that pass. Now it comes right to the slot and picked up by Reese Costley of the North Shore Storm. Enters her offensive zone. 8.5 to go here in the second period. Here's a centering pass, one-time shot, rebound chance. Some spectacular saves there for Syria Langley.
Yeah, she came across the goal crease, again, right out to the top of her crease, and was able to make a spectacular save.
Shots here are now 19-7 favoring the Mirage, and despite letting up that shorthanded goal, the Storm have had some opportunities here in the second. As that one slammed off the glass, travels all the way down, no icing, and Chasing for it is Hoganson and Chesley for their respective ends, and getting there first is Chesley. Now leaves it off for Kelps. Now it's Chesley wheeling around the zone, trying to put a backhander on. Didn't get much on it, as there's a stretch pass ahead now to Callie Ernest of the Storm. Here's Ernest. Drop pass there, shot, and that one nicked off the glove of Langley, and that was a powerful shot for North Shore. Just about got within one once again.
Yeah, nice job there dropping the pass and causing that screen, and that shot just barely missed, and Langley able to get the glove on it.
Right back in the North Shore defensive end, and trying to make that connection, but intercepted by Thomas of Proctor Hermantown. Now comes all the way back to Grace Nichols. Of course, Nichols scored that shorthanded goal to make it 3-1. As it's batted out here by the Storm. Pair of players run into each other. Now take it in. Here come the Storm again from the slot. Shot doesn't make it through. Rebound chance and a pad save by Siri Langley, who's definitely been the more tested goaltender so far here in the second. Some spectacular saves by the senior netminder.
Yeah, we talked about her not getting much action, and all of a sudden having to make some big saves there in short order. And yeah, the Storm have come alive a little bit, getting 6 shots here in the second period. And again, Langley having to make some spectacular saves.
Face-off coming up here at center ice. North Shore definitely much improved on their transitions up the ice compared to the first period. The Storm not letting up. Thought maybe the momentum would have really shifted after allowing that shorthanded goal, but they're still right in this one. Still 3-1 Proctor Hermantown. Walking ahead with it is Manion of the Mirage. Shot there. It's loose. It looked like Bentler maybe had it, but it does pop out. Now the puck moves to the near sideboards, and now a long pass ahead to Haley Comrack of the Storm. Here comes Proctor Hermantown. There's a shot and a goal. That's Avery Milbridge entering the offensive zone of the Mirage, and she snaps that one right past Bettler. And now that could be a back-breaking goal for the Storm. It's 4-1 Proctor Hermantown.
Yeah, that's one of those shots the goalie isn't expecting it as they just entered the zone, a one-on-one. And she kind of just crossed over and shot through the defenseman's legs, and Bentler couldn't track it, hit the far post, and rattled in.
Just under 6 minutes to go. Waiting for the official announcement. Here it is. So Avery Milbridge once again with her 17th of the season for Proctor Hermantown, with the assist going to number 21, Peyton Paulson. So it's 4-1, 3-goal advantage for Proctor Hermantown. Deep in their offensive zone, collected here by Presley Paulson, number 9. Paulson still with him, moving up towards the point. Now off to the races here comes a Storm, but the Mirage were able to catch up there and prevent that breakaway. Now it's banked ahead to Kelps. Kelps cutting to the middle. Makes a couple players miss. Now a shot there blocked away by the North Shore defender, now on net. And the goaltender, Bentler, attempted to cover it up, but we continue with 4:40 to go here in the second. Back to the point. Quick touch pass there by Ekstrom. Now rink-wide pass made ahead to Natalie Walker and dumped all the way down by North Shore. Storm looking to get one back here as they trail 4-1. Shots are 22-8, currently favoring the Mirage. Now that puck goes all the way down. Tracking it is Maya Gunderson. Centers that one. Good chance there for the Mirage as it's ran out by Reese Costley. And she's tripped up there. Penalty upcoming on Proctor Hermantown. And that will give North Shore their third power play of the game. And they have one power play goal. But on that second power play, they allowed that shorthanded goal scored by Proctor Hermantown.
Yeah, and that last rush, the last opportunity, big save by Bentler, but she was a little slow getting up. She's down there stretching out. Hopefully she didn't hurt herself there. Referee checking with her to make sure that she's okay, and she says she is. But one of the strengths of this Mirage team is the scoring up and down the lineup. There isn't one or two people that score all the goals. It's pretty spread out, and you're seeing that tonight.
So the penalty was on number 15, Cambria Thomas. 2 minutes for. And quickly on the penalty kill, Proctor Hermantown clears it down. Now controlled here by Haley Komarek of North Shore. And now an icing will be called on the Storm, and the faceoff coming up in their defensive end on the power play. So we do have our first section final score. And the Bemidji Lumberjacks are moving on to the state tournament with a 4-3 win over the Moorhead Spuds. So congratulations to Bemidji. It's probably been a long time if the Lumberjacks have ever made the state tournament. I'm not totally sure. So close one there, and that game was on mnhockey.tv here. With Julian Lockhart on the call, and it looked like he had a great one to call there from Bemidji. As we have 57 seconds to go on the power play for North Shore and 2:51 remaining in our second period.
So that puck was shot and touched by the North Shore bench, so the faceoff should come out to neutral zone.
And it will, so it will be conducted in front of the North Shore bench. Benilde St. Margaret's and Wayzata, another Class AA section final, is heading to overtime. Nothing beats section final overtime hockey, that's for sure. Puck all the way back in the Storm zone. They definitely don't have quite the firepower here on this power play. Of course, scoring on the first one in the first period, and that's their only goal here in this contest. 2:20 to go in the second. It's angled out by the Storm, but it comes right back to a Proctor Hermantown player. Both teams were battling for it in front of the scorer's table. Now there's a shot, goes wide off the stick of Hoganson.
Yeah, this penalty kill, real aggressive by the Mirage. That's giving the North Shore Storm some fits coming out of their own end.
And the Storm will clear it down one more time. A very successful penalty kill there for the Mirage. Back to 5-on-5 hockey here. Still 4-1 Proctor Hermantown as it's driven here by North Shore. Trying to fire that one through by Berkeley Hoff. Doesn't make it through traffic, now at the blue line. Shot there, kicked away by Sarah Stauber of Proctor Hermantown. Now up the other way comes Aubrey Miner. Deep in the zone. North Shore player bumped off the play. She gets back up. Now $1:15 to go here in the second. Once again, Proctor Hermantown has that 4-1 advantage. They have the shorthanded goal from Grace Nichols. And then most recently, it was Avery Milbridge to make it 4-1. Mirage, as we have under 1 minute to go now, it's all the way back in the Mirage defensive end. Trying to play it up top. Sticked away by Proctor Hermantown's Maya Gunderson, but kept in by North Shore. Trying to twirl around and quickly slap that one on net was Hoff, but she fanned on it. It's carried ahead by Proctor Hermantown. A very quick shot there by Gunderson. A quick release and Bentler had to be ready for that one. Comes North Shore now, a low shot. Patted away by Langley, who's had a pretty busy period, 8 shots here in the second, and quite a few of them were good opportunities for North Shore.
And that could have been their second goal had Cambria Thomas for the Mirage not back-checked in, because that rebound came right out to the stick of a Storm player, but Thomas tied her up.
2 seconds to go. It's back at center, and that will bring us to our second intermission. 2 more goals scored by Proctor Hermantown in this second frame. Once again, a shorthanded goal by Nichols at 9:41 to go, and then with 5:55 remaining, another tally for Proctor Hermantown. Millbridge from Paulson. Proctor Hermantown obviously widened the gap on the scoreboard, but North Shore definitely played a lot better here in the second period. Definitely that difference was allowing that shorthanded goal to make it 3-1, and then later on, another goal for the Mirage.
Yeah, in that first period, North Shore was just kind of, whenever they got control, they were just kind of slapping it forward, not really controlling it. This period, instead of just trying to get rid of it right away, they made some good solid passes cross ice that opened some things up, and they were able to get some quality shots on Surrey Langley.
So sophomore goaltender Emmy Bentler has 20 saves on 24 shots through 34 minutes, and on the other side, 9 saves on 10 shots for Siri Langley, who was definitely tested here in the second, and she was perfect in this period. So we'll take a break on mnhockey.tv and Rails TV as you are watching the Section 7A Girls Championship game here from the St. Luke's Sports and Events Center in Proctor, Minnesota.
Family owned and operated, Troy Service Center is a full-service shop with experienced ASC certified technicians. We understand that getting your car fixed or buying new tires can be overwhelming. At Troy's, we handle every repair with accuracy and integrity and back it up with a 2-year, 24K nationwide warranty. From oil changes and tires to major repairs, Troy's Service Center is here for all your automotive needs. Honest advice to help maintain the life of your vehicle. Troy's Service Center, Proctor.
We believe in helping each other to be better, to live fuller, and hear more. Our knowledgeable team delivers the best experience in hearing healthcare, and through our individualized approach that combines cutting-edge practices with the latest technologies, we keep you connected. Audiology Concepts. You'll love what you hear.
Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop. Proctor Pizza offers baked pizza, unbaked pizza, subs, tacos, wraps, salads, tater tots, nachos, burritos, and more. Proctor's local family business for over 35 years. Proctor Pizza offers brand new monthly specials, such as the taco pizza, bacon cheeseburger pizza, Hawaiian pizza, and more. Proctor Pizza.
Nemaji Golf Course and Greensview Grill is your home for winter golf. We offer 2 state-of-the-art simulators to practice your swing, perfect your technique, and enjoy hours of fun on a huge selection of courses for any level of golfer. With cutting-edge technology that feels like the real thing, our simulators are the ultimate golfing experience. Check out our full menu and huge drink selection in the Greensview Grill. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, our outstanding staff has something for every diner. Come out and visit us today or book your simulator time at
Proctor's Reed Foundation was established to enable life-enriching academic, art, and athletic activities which cannot rely on traditional funding in the Proctor School District communities. Reed has provided grants for the Imagination Library, numerous sports teams, Rails TV, A Night to Shine, the Playground for Everybody, and most recently, Reed helped the Proctor Fire Department invest in life-saving handheld thermal devices. Visit rea3d.org to learn more about how you can support Reed and help your community.
Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco is your leader for trailer sales, maintenance, and repair in the Northland. With brands such as Illuma, Look, Pace, and more, we have a trailer for every need. Don't forget, we also sell and install snowplows for all vehicle types. Searching for a Mahindra tractor? We have you covered with over 8 different models in stock and ready to tackle projects of all sizes. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
I choose Heritage Window and Door because of their reputation and because of their renewal Anderson windows that they have. And their workmanship was fantastic.
I'm so impressed.
Your home is your largest investment. Don't waste your money on cheaper windows. These are the best. It's my money, and I'm going to spend it where it's going to do me the best good, and it happened to be Heritage Window and Door.
They really know how to treat a customer.
This has been an excellent experience.
For years, Choice Service Center has been the go-to auto repair shop in the Proctor community. Quality and efficient repairs make it more convenient to have your vehicle serviced. Choice has always been for the community. That's why they have been favored by Proctorians alike. But don't just take our word for it. Check out the many reviews on their service. Choice Service Center can ensure that your vehicle keeps your life driving forward for years to come. Choice Service Center has been servicing and repairing vehicles for 3 generations. To contact Choice Service Center, call 218-642-3322 or visit troyservice.com.
Potentials, lots of different options with the different loans that are out there. You know, what we'll do is we'll talk to you about your scenario, your situation. We'll figure out what actually works best for you. But the key is what is going to be the most cost effective. So we will compare conventional versus FHA, USDA versus, FHA, different types of things that way. Sometimes even if you're a veteran, the VA loan might not actually make the most sense, just because there are some fees associated with that loan that we might be able to do the same type of loan but do it cheaper with a different type of a program. But again, that's something that we will figure out. We'll figure out the best scenario for you. We'll give you the options, but we'll obviously lead you to the right and most cost-effective way to purchase or refinance.
Who will our next generation be? What will they achieve? At Proctor Public Schools, we see great things in the future as we create an environment to educate, engage, and inspire our students to seek adventure, gain knowledge, and make a difference. What do we see in the next generation? We see greatness. Proctor Public Schools. Don't just plan to graduate. Graduate with a plan.
Who will our next generation be? What will they achieve? At Proctor Public Schools, we create an environment to educate, engage, and inspire our students to seek adventure, gain knowledge, and make a difference. Proctor Public Schools. We see greatness in our students and great things for their future. We educate, engage, and inspire.
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco. We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Aspira St. Luke Sports and Events Center here in Proctor, Minnesota, as we are about 4 minutes away from our final period. Proctor Hermantown Mirage with the 4-1 lead over North Shore in this girls Section 7A championship game. 2 more goals for the Mirage in that second period. Of course, scored by number 13, Grace Nichols, short-handed. And then with 5:55 to go, another goal for the Mirage. Avery Milbridge from Peyton Paulson. Of course, my name's Blake Mortensen here with the play-by-play call, and joined by Tim Roweeder. And one thing that really stood out from that second period, despite Proctor Hermantown scoring 2 goals, so a 2-0 advantage in that period, with the shots on goal 9-8 favoring Proctor Hermantown, so obviously way closer than that opening period for North Shore, and they had plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, Surrey Langley for the Mirage had to come up big a couple times, a couple point-blank shots, a couple good setup plays, passes right into the slot that she had to come over and make big saves, and this game could be a lot closer had Langley not made some big saves there late in that second period. And you got to imagine, obviously in the playoffs it's win or go home, and so Mirage got to be ready for the Storm to come out and be playing kind of for their playoff legs.
That's for sure, especially in this section final. And we do have 6 other girls section finals here tonight, and we do have a couple final scores. So in overtime, Benilde St. Margaret's down by Zeta 3-2. So in Class AA, the Red Knights punching their ticket to the state tournament. And then one other final score. I think this was in regulation, but we talked about this one in the first period. The Bemidji Lumberjacks beating the Moorhead Spuds 4-3. So I think a couple different teams in the AA field. I'm not sure if Benilde St. Margaret's has made it for a while either.
Yeah, that's a name, though, you associate with state tournaments and good hockey, for sure.
But yeah, for Bemidji, it's been a long time. And like I said, I'm not sure if they've ever made it for girls hockey. They probably have, but it's definitely been a long time. And some other games going on. We don't have the scoring updates on these games, but Lakeville North and Apple Valley, West Tonka, Southwest Christian, and Breck Mustangs back to their old ways. They're kind of down for a couple of years, but looks like they have a chance to be back at the state tournament. And I'm sure there's been some battles over the years between Proctor Hermantown and Breck down in St. Paul.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they play each other in the regular season as well, and it's something that has kind of turned into a little rivalry between those 2 programs.
And yeah, Breck actually beat Proctor Hermantown 5-1 not too long ago. That was on January 17th down at the Breck Ice Arena. A couple other section finals here tonight. Minnesota River and Mankato East down south, either Section 1 or Section 3 for that one. Then it's Bloomington, Jefferson, and Edina. That was an 8 o'clock start, so pretty much just getting underway for that section final. Looking at the schedule for tomorrow night, quite a few games as well. Albert Lee and Dodge County, that's a 5 p.m. start tomorrow. Then it's Woodbury against number 1 Hill Murray in Class AA. Grand Rapids Greenway and Andover meeting once again in the 7AA final. The Huskies have had the Lightning's number the last few years, but those 2 teams tied each other in the regular season. And we'll see if Grand Rapids Greenway can finally break through in 7AA.
Puck able to be held in by the Mirage, and finally the Storm able to get it out into the neutral zone.
All right, we're just getting underway, and during this third period, of course, we will thank our production team here from Rails TV. Couldn't have done this without them for this production on mnhockey.tv, so we'll make sure to do that, of course, under direction of Ted Keefen. So once again, we definitely thank them, and we'll go through their names later on here in the third period. Still 4-1. We are 55 seconds into our third period as that one's flipped off the far sideboards, and that puck ran into the linesman. Now Cutting ahead is Avery Milbridge of Proctor Hermantown. She scored the most recent goal for the Mirage to make it 4-1. Now behind the cage. Still controlled here by the Mirage. Now centering pass from the slot and fire there by Milbridge. And patted away by goaltender Bentler.
Yeah, nice save there, keeping that one out.
Here they come again, flipped on net. Another shot for Milbridge. Now will be swatted out by North Shore. And you would imagine that the Storm would be trying to turn up their urgency here, as we just talked about their season is on the line, and they trail by 3 goals.
Well, we talked earlier in the game, this Storm team, a pretty young roster, going against a Mirage team that has a lot of seniors. So that experience that the Mirage has is definitely playing a factor here tonight.
Still back in the Storm defensive end as that one rolls over to the near side. Now behind the cage, trying to center that one. An attempted shot there, doesn't make it through. Fired once again, and putting the pads on that one was goaltender Emmy Bentler, and a little bit of a scrum out front, and we get the whistle with 14:44 to go here in the third period.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Bentler here tonight. Again, sophomore goaltender, definitely a bright future ahead for her, and kind of keeping this Storm team in the game for the most part all night.
Off the draw, it's controlled here by North Shore and feathered ahead to number 6. That's Lily Ernest. The lone goal scored for North Shore was in that first period on the power play. Berkeley Hoff with the goal, with the assist going into Julia McGiffert. Now out through mid-ice at the red line and quickly snapped back down by Reagan Hoganson. Now Proctor Hermantown controls over the red line. It's Miley Chesley. Chesley actually has 2 assists here in the game. She assisted both goals in that she had 1 goal and 1 assist rather in that first period, as an icing is called here on Proctor Hermantown, and North Shore will get a much needed offensive zone faceoff coming up here. So off the face-off, Proctor Hermantown will wheel around that net, and that one trickles all the way down. Another icing called here on Proctor Hermantown, and we'll go right back into the Mirage defensive zone for the face-off.
Yeah, trying to hit that stretch pass you talked about earlier, and just hopped over the stick of the Mirage player and went all the way down for the icing.
Face-off will be on the waffle board side of Langley. She has made 9 saves on 10 shots here in the game. Puck is down. One back by Proctor Hermantown and nailed high off the glass. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Mirage. Pass made to the slot. A shot. Whistles over the crossbar. Good rush there for the Mirage, and they just missed right there.
Yeah, that was Maya Gunderson on that shot. She's one of the top players here for the Mirage, and going for that upper corner, just missed.
Yeah, Gunderson had 2 goals and 2 assists against Rock Ridge in that 9-0 win on Saturday. And another chance here, and that one is lifted off goaltender Bentler, just getting a piece of it. Now passed out to center here by North Shore, but Hayden Bright was not able to rein that one in, as Proctor Hermantown quickly re-enters, and that one is angled wide. 12:45 to go here in the third period. From the Mirage again, shot on net by Gunderson. And that one's banked high off the glass, and that one rolls all the way down for the icing.
Yeah, Bentler tested there again. A couple of good chances for the Mirage, and Bentler standing strong there in goal for the Storm, and Mirage trying to put that dagger in, but the Storm just weathering those chances.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say if Proctor Hermantown scores one more here, the game is probably over. It would be a very difficult task for North Shore. So they trail by 3 here currently, another icing on the Storm. You know, and it's 3 goals, definitely not impossible for North Shore. Just need to play like they were in that second period. It's really amazing to think that the Storm did not score in that second period with all the opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, as a coach, you got to just focus on getting that first one, because you can't obviously get 3 until you get 1, right?
That's right. So face off here, won back by Proctor Hermantown, now cradled down behind the cage. Trying to pass that one out front, but swept away by Hoganson of North Shore to mid-ice and quickly swatted back down by Sarah Stauber. Of course, Proctor Hermantown led by head coach Emma Stauber. She's probably been there about 6 or 7 seasons now, I think. Probably around the time this arena opened up here in Proctor.
Yeah, I believe it was 2018 when she started, 18 or 19, right when this place opened.
The last time the Mirage missed the state tournament was back in 2019-2020. They fell to a Cloquet Carleton in the section final 3-2. And the Lumberjacks ended up driving all the way to the state championship game, where I think they fell to Breck in the title game that year.
Yeah, those were great games. I remember those section finals, Mirage versus Cloquet. Just a lot of talent on both teams.
Yeah, Cloquet Carleton a little bit down the last couple of years. I think they have a very young team, along with many other teams as well. Moose Lake, and I was doing that Moose Lake Cloquet quarterfinal playing game, and you know, Cloquet had very few seniors. Moose Lake had 0 seniors. So definitely look for some of these teams to start improving the next couple of years. And then Proctor Hermantown will lose a lot after this year's campaign.
Yeah, I think they have 12 seniors.
That's a big number. A lot of senior leadership for the Mirage as it's pushed all the way down by North Shore. Now behind the cage, pops up to the right point. It's Lundgren. Shot there, doesn't make it through traffic, and eventually kicked out by Cambria Thomas of Proctor Hermantown. Now lifted ahead to the red line. And gaining possession now is Anna Klemmer. 10:22 to go here in our final period. Winner moves on to Grand Casino Arena and the Class A state tournament next week. Quarterfinals for Class A will be on Wednesday, as always. Back at the red line. Chugging ahead is Thomas. Now trickles down below the goal line and captured here by North Shore. Outlet pass made to Hayden Bright, now rink wide, trying to find Lundgren. Now grabbed here by Hoganson. Hoganson trying to make a move, a good stick there by Thomas. Now a centering pass there by Hoganson, but no one was there for North Shore. At the left point, quickly snapped down by McGiffert. Under 10 to go here in the third period. Tied up on the far side, now dug out by Nichols. Intercepted by North Shore. There's a shot off the glove and covered up by Langley for the save.
Yeah, one player I really have noticed a lot tonight is Hoff. She's a goal scorer for the Storm, but very good with the puck, very, very skilled, strong on her skates, and just very noticeable out there as one of the top players for the Storm.
So 9:21 to go. Proctor Hermantown now has a 20-shot advantage, 31-11. Off that face-off, it goes directly on net, and it will be covered up again by Langley. Definitely a great venue for a girls section final here in Proctor, and we were talking about this before. They used Cloquet last year. Kind of wondering if, I don't remember if they're using Iron Trail in Virginia as well as a part of the rotation, or if it's just Proctor and Cloquet. As here come the Mirage, shot there and a goal. And that might be the backbreaker for North Shore. Another quick transition out of the defensive zone of Proctor Hermantown. Quickly go up ice, and it's buried into the back of the net by Avery Milbridge. She has back-to-back goals for Proctor Hermantown, a 4-goal advantage for the number 1 seed.
Yeah, Millbridge has actually really turned up her game here this game. Just very noticeable out there. And again, that time just a lot of speed down the left side and just put it underneath the blocker pad of Bentler.
Scoring for the Proctor Hermantown Mirage, her second goal in the hockey game, number 20, Evelyn Milbridge. She gets an assist from number 25, Taylor Mannion. Milbridge from Mannion, and that evens her goal at 7:51.
So Taylor Mannion got the single assist on that goal, and once again, that might be the backbreaker for North Shore pretty much halfway through our final period.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier Taylor Mannion playing in the World Juniors with the youngest player on the World Junior roster for Team USA, and great experience for her.
So we continue here. Now we are exactly halfway through our final period. It's been 4 unanswered goals for Proctor Hermantown. And of course in that first period, North Shore was able to tie it up at 1 on the power play, but then Proctor Hermantown quickly responded in that first period. And when it comes to goal scoring, it's been all Mirage ever since. Walking out with it here is, I think that's number 18. 18 or 19, might have been LaPointe. Sometimes hard to see those North Shore numbers, as it's right back in the Storm, a defensive end from the far near sideboard, slapped on net, and blocker pad save made by Bentler. Now transition through center by North Shore, trying to fire that one through was Hoff. Blocked away by the Proctor Hermantown defender. Now behind the cage, here is Bruce. And pushed out by the Mirage and over that red line and dumped all the way down by Presley Paulson.
You know, the shot attempts for the Mirage, the Storm, might be double what they are, but the Mirage tonight blocking a lot of shots, not letting a lot of get to Langley.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that just now. Proctor Hermantown has had lots of blocked shots here tonight. We get a whistle here, 7:02 to go here in the third period. Looking at some other games tomorrow night for girls section finals. Once again, Grand Rapids Greenway against Andover at Fogarty Arena, then Fergus Falls and the St. Cloud Crush. Blake against the Academy of Holy Angels, East Grand Forks and Warroad, and Northfield against Farmington. Play at center ice. Proctor Hermantown trying to pick it up, but sticked away by North Shore. Now deep in the Mirage zone, and that one's flicked off the near side glass, and now back in the North Shore defensive end, and that one's rolled up the sideboards. Both teams battling for it there. Now at the right point, shot fired there by Ekstrom of Proctor Hermantown and blocked away by North Shore. Now here's Costley. Costley's able to cut out with it, but now her stick was lifted by Maya Gunderson. Picked away, still in front of the North Shore bench. Now the Mirage control and coming ahead with speed. Shot fire there off the shin pads of McGiffert. Proctor Hermantown keeps it in, now pushed out to the far side and captured here by Hoff. Through center and trying to ride it down was Hoff, but kind of fanned on it. Now Hoff here once again makes a move and skates in with the puck for North Shore. A low shot there and turned aside by Langley as North Shore was, they were looking for that rebound, as it's now pushed all the way down by Proctor Hermantown and an icing is called.
It's always interesting, you know, these section final games, you try to start thinking about, you know, state tournament seeding, you know, and, you know, you think of the War Roads and all these teams that are traditionally down at the state tournament, but Warroad's got East Grand Forks. That's going to be a good hockey game, and so the seeding, a lot of it comes down to just who makes it out of their section.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually kind of thinking about that too, not too long ago, and I mean, I guess if the top teams make it out of pretty much every section, is it kind of looking like a 4 or 5 game if Proctor Hermantown closes this one out?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where the Mirage have landed the last few years in that 4 or 5 game, and again, it's tough to get that higher seed when you have the Warroads and those teams like that.
For sure. Yeah, I think that Mountain West Tonka Southwest Christian team's having a great year as well, and they're facing off against Breck currently. I haven't seen a score on that one. That one is not broadcasting here on the network. I think we have 3 or 4 games tonight. We're not streaming all of the sections because we don't have rights to a few of them, but probably about half the sections here on the MN Hockey TV network.
Got to imagine Dodge County will be right up there again.
That's right, yeah. The defending champions. Yeah, quite the program they've built down there in southern Minnesota. It's kept in here by Proctor Hermantown, under 4.5 to go in the third period. Couple moves there, and toe drag shot fired by Maya Gunderson, and a quick smothering save made by Emmy Bentler. Face off near side. Tapped back here behind that cage by North Shore, and they will rip it out. It's going to be called a no icing on the play, waved off by that linesman. And now the goaltender Langley going back to play it as that puck moves off to the near side. Still battling for it, now up to the blue line. Once again, it's a 5-1 lead for Proctor Hermantown. Long range shot there, cradles into the glove of Langley for the stop.
Tell you what, that girls' high school state tournament has gotten really competitive and really fun to watch over the years here. So,
yeah, and those semifinals are always broadcast, of course, on 45 TV down in the cities, and you can stream it as well. Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun to watch those championship and semifinal games over the last couple of years. And the crowds have been improving drastically as well, especially for those later games. Battle for it all the way back in the Proctor Hermantown zone, now pushed up the near side, and they will drive out with it. Now through center, it's Peyton Paulson. Paulson moving off to the right side, then tried to whip it back to the far side of the ice to Kelps, but that pass was off the mark as it's dumped back in by North Shore. Time continues to dwindle down here in our final period. Just 3:04 to go and a 4-goal advantage for Proctor Hermantown.
Got to believe the Storm are going to learn from this. Again, the young roster and this experience of being in a section final. It's something that if you haven't been in, you can't really simulate ever, and just definitely a good learning experience for these players.
Just 3 seniors here on the roster for North Shore. Macy Greiner, Ella Peterson, and Natalie Walker. Many of them are juniors, so they'll be, assuming they'll all be back next year, looking like they'll have a very solid club, and they'll return the sophomore Emmy Bentler as well, the goaltender for the Storm.
Yeah, and I mentioned Hoff earlier. She's going to be back too, and she's just going to be even better next year.
Yeah, many of the top performers are underclassmen as well for North Shore. So, yeah, watch out for the Storm next year. We have just 2:20 to go now, as it's a 4-goal lead for Proctor Hermantown.
Did you say a Storm's a brewing? Oh, come on. That's horrible, right?
Yeah. And the head coach is Mike Hoff. Forgot to mention him here during the broadcast, but yeah, North Shore had a nice record here this season, 17-9. And they played some top teams very tough. If you look back at that holiday tournament in Warroad, they beat Crookston 3-2 and then fell to Warroad 4-2. And of course playing Proctor Hermantown right after that and dropped that one 8-2. But yeah, definitely many encouraging results for this North Shore team this season. So now 1:40 to go. So like Proctor Hermantown will be moving on to the state tournament for the 6th straight year now. The last 2 seasons, they came away with a consolation championship, and definitely looking to win that first game here this season and try to make a run for their 2nd state championship as a program. At center, North Shore offside for a moment, and they tag up. Now just 1:10 to go as it's passed ahead to Aubrey Minor of the Mirage, and now that one rolls out to Hayden Bright. Another underclassman for North Shore. She's a junior and had 32 points this season, 13 goals and 19 assists. Hoff she had 56 points coming into tonight and now 34 goals with that lone goal for North Shore. Reese Costley will also return, who had 36 points for the Storm. So those top 3 players all returning next year. And, if they come back to this team, but they won't be graduating, right. That's for sure.
Yeah, good to have. And while Hoff is her dad, or must be related to the coach, I would imagine, Michael Hoff. Yep. So good to have a good quarterback along with that good goaltending. So
36 seconds to go. Face-off near side back in the North Shore zone. And the countdown is on here for Proctor Hermantown. As there's a pass out front, trying to slap it on net was Jillian Ritchie, number 5. And for many of these seniors, the last home game here in front of the home crowd. For Proctor Hermantown, of course, they pick these sites every year, and that's where the championship is held and the semifinals. It's still kind of like a home game for the Mirage as Proctor Hermantown is moving back to the Class A state tournament, this time at the newly named Grand Casino Arena in downtown St. Paul. So they pick up a 5-1 victory over number 2 seed North Shore. Of course, just one more goal added by Proctor Hermantown here in the final period. Avery Milbridge with her 2nd goal. It was back-to-back goals for Milbridge. And the single assist going to number 25, Taylor Mannion. As the celebration is on for Proctor Hermantown, our final shots on goal were 39-14. Favoring the Mirage, and you got to tip your cap to goaltender Emmy Bentler, who made 34 saves on 39 shots. And also the goaltender for Proctor Hermantown, Siri Langley, was pretty much just in that 2nd period. She made lots of quality saves. I think North Shore only had, looks like they maybe had about 5 shots here in this 4 shots in this final period, but in that 2nd period, Langley did a great job at not allowing North Shore to score any goals on those golden opportunities.
Yeah, a couple of those big saves by Langley, that could have definitely given the Storm some momentum and some hope there to come back on this game, but Langley shut the door, and the Mirage were able to expand that lead.
So the 2 teams will be having the medal presentation, the 2nd place for North Shore, then of course the section championship medals for Proctor Hermantown. Many of these Mirage players picking up maybe their 4th or 5th section championship medal. Definitely a full collection of those medals for Proctor Hermantown. So, of course, it looks like we'll be broadcasting this medal ceremony. They'll start with North Shore for the second place medals. Once again, got to tip your cap to North Shore on great season, picking up that number 2 seed. They got the first round off, and then they picked up a nice win, 7-4 over Cloquet-Esco Carleton. They were really tested in that game. It was tied up at one point after a 3-0 lead for North Shore, but then they ended up pulling away with that 7-4 win. So I guess before we go, let's thank our student production team here for Rails TV, the director Tanner Hargraves, the producer Luke Smith, on cam number 1, Allison Arpke, and cam number 2, Michelle Van Ert. Yep. Cam number 3, Carter Ringo. On replay was Angela Sanoka. Scoreboard was Ada Arpke, and the tech and reporter Rick Long. So, of course, we thank all of the members of the Rails TV student production, along with Ted Keefen, the director of the program. Definitely a very cool program. So we're going to sign off here as the medal presentation is going on. For Tim Roweeder, my name is Blake Mortensen, signing off here from the Aspira St. Luke Sports and Event Center. We thank you for joining us. Once again, our final score, it's Proctor Hermantown 5 and North Shore 1. Good night, everyone.
Hoff. Number 9, Charlie Ernest. Number 10, Hayden Bright. Number 11, Ashlyn Cavalin. Number 12, Julia McGiffert. Number 13, Anna Klemmer. Number 15, Lola Lundgren. Number 16, Natalie Walker. Number 18, Audrey Ernest. Number 19, Stella Lapointe. Number 20, Ella Peterson. Number 28, Macy Greiner. Number 29, Michaela Lindgren. Number 33, Emmy Bentler. Student manager, Lainey Anderson. Student manager, Stella Soderberg. Assistant coach, Mike Guzzo. Assistant coach, Steve Graydon. and head coach Mike Hoff. If we could get the captains of the North Shore Storm to please come forward and receive your second place trophy. One more big round of applause and a great season for the North Shore Storm. And now we'll hand out the championship medals to the Section 7A champions for this year, the Mirage from Proctor, Hermantown. Medals are being presented by Proctor Athletic Director Jeff Gunderson and Hermantown Athletic Director Alex White. Number 4, Miley Chesley. Number 5, Jillian Ritchie. Number 6, Gianna Shinigoy. Number 8, Aubrey Miner. Number 9, Presley Paulson. Number 11, Riley Kalkbrenner. Number 13, Grace Nichols. Number 15, Cambria Thomas. Number 17, Sarah Stauber. Number 18, Ashlyn Miner. Number 19, Ashley Pruse. Number 20, Avery Milbridge. Number 21, Peyton Paulson. Number 22, Maya Gunderson. Number 24, Elise Ekstrom. Number 25, Taylor Mannion. Number 27, Ella Kaups. Number 28, Natalie Heitzman. Number 30, Lillian Clemens. Number 35, Suri Langley. Manager, Lila Crace. Assistant coach, Rick Haney. Assistant coach, Dan Stauber. Assistant coach, Morgan Bruns. And head coach of the Proctor Hermantown Mirage, Emma Stauber. If the captains of the Proctor Hermantown Mirage could please come forward to receive your Section 7A championship trophy. The Proctor Hermantown Mirage will be representing Section 7A in the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament that gets underway next week down at the Grand Casino Arena in St. Paul. Be watching social media this weekend to find out where they are seated and when they play. That concludes our awards ceremony. We'd like to thank everyone for coming out and joining us for the Section 7A championship game. On behalf of Section 7A and Proctor Athletics, we thank you all for attending. Have a great night and a great rest of your week. Please drive home safely.
At Proctor Public Schools, we're more than just a district. We're a journey. Every day, our teachers, staff, and students work together, building knowledge, confidence, and character, mile by mile. From our early learners to our graduates ready for the world ahead, we're fueling curiosity, connecting ideas, and driving innovation, all while keeping our eyes on the horizon. Because here in Proctor, we don't just ride the rails, we are the rails, educating, engaging, and inspiring the next generation to go full steam ahead.